Okay, so this is I'm trying to explain how the it's coming down to me, so I want to get it on video. I'm not even sure I'm going to post this, but it's how the other dimensions work is sort of strange in your timeline, in your experience, because the higher dimensions live at a slower pace in your sense, but in a normal pace in our sense. So a time span of 5,000 years for you, it could be a time span of 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks for us. And as you go higher into high, there are higher dimensions over where I now exist. My soul came from. I'm existing this right here. The body's existing here. There are high dimensions that work and even slower time frame. They're not slow pace. To them, it's a normal pace. But looking in, and that's how they're able to kind of like help and guide civilizations into a better path, which is what we do up there, and we come back down, especially towards the end, to try to help you avoid the end, So unfortunately, these parasite things that are controlling your world class, their dimension is also at a slower pace, at a higher dimension. They're actually more advanced civilization-wise. I mean, body-wise, they can do things that you can't do with their bodies, with their forms. But your bodies, human bodies, are the most advanced, practical. Living organism for your dimension and time span. So being at that high dimension, you could, and I know this sounds like a comic book, but it's not. It's reality, man. So to these parasitic beings that come down, to them, civilizations, 5,000, and they've existed in this time frame, but to them, as their form in that dimension, 5,000 years could be 2 weeks. So civilization could rise. These things could come down, reincarnate back into themselves, into that cell class, and control that whole, control that whole slave system, where souls that come in do not learn how to remove their karma and learn how to expand their soul's awareness so that they can rise higher to a higher dimension. They don't learn that, so they're stuck in that eternal, and that's what the world class is going for. And these parasitic beings are going for, because their whole goal is to feed their offspring, and they feed their offspring with human souls. And this is where the whole concept of heaven and hell came from. There is no heaven or hell at your death. Your death is just another part of the soul's learning process, which is actually happening simultaneously. Which is how we're able to, at a higher dimension, tap into any time frame within here, and seed a star seed into civilization, or multiple ones, to try to guide it into the right place, because it's been pulled into the wrong place, because these things want to feed, and their main goal is to watch your civilization go extinct. But they want to get as many souls down here trapped as possible. So this is why the amount of people on this planet has grown from 1 billion to 8 billion to 8 plus. For them, that's a bigger pool. They don't get every soul. So not every soul is what they want. It's certain souls that are good food for their offspring. And I can tell you what that is, but that insults people right now, and then they just turn me off. So I'm not gonna explain. And then you probably know already if you heard me say it. But it is a fact that money is the controlling aspect of your civilization, and they are the ones who introduced money into civilization. They introduced it as a virus, to stop the empathetic and compassionate human and to convert them into the profitable and greedy and competitive human. Right? Because all those things might be part of the animal kingdom because of survival instinct, but you're supposed to have bigger and better brains, man. You know, actually they use more of their brains than you. You do have bigger brains and more advanced brains, but they use more of their brains than you because you're locked at a certain percentage of using of brain power usage. That is because then you won't overcome this thing that has been controlling you for a long fucking time, and that you needed to overcome to evolve as a species in a civilization, to have souls ascending properly into higher levels. The universe needs your souls for their expansion process. And your super souls were supposed to be like they're going straight up to the higher dimension. Some of you, a lot of you, most of you. But that process has been stunted because to them, the more souls are trapped here, the bigger pool of souls they can pull out with that net. Right? When fishing, if you have a lot of fish, you can put that and you get a lot out. If you only have a few fish, you have to let, and then you only get a few out. So that's the whole concept of why they're leading you to your end, but at a slow pace because they want to get 5,000 years, 2 weeks for them. The husband and her like they're hatching right now and they're being hatched and they're like they need food and the next and whether they fail here or they complete their mission, right? There's a next civilization that they're going to be doing the same thing too, because this is the thing that your creator put into these realities, to strengthen you and strengthen your ability to overcome something that is pretty much non-overcomable. Beating money is a very, very interesting thing because it's very hard to do. You never do it unless there's an understanding of what it is to the point of no longer needing it. It's not like, what are we going to do with our money? It's like, what are we wasting time on money for? You're wasting your civilization's evolutionary time frame. You're way behind where you should be. And because of that, you're really no use to the universe. And I said this in another one. I'm saying it again. I'm saying it a different way because it's coming through me to say it again. I don't know what to say. I don't think about this stuff. I can't think about this stuff when I'm not videotaping or I'm not saying it out loud. Because I can't. Because you're like doing the same thing. This is why you turn me off. And this is why you don't watch me. This is why I only got one view. But it's a reality that everybody has to face if they want to contribute to the saving of it. It's like, everybody get together and save the foot. Let's save the foot, man. Because if we don't save the foot, the disease is going to spread out to the body. It's going to kill us all. That's it. It's that simple and that's simple. The foot is the poverty class. The foot is the people that are suffering on this planet. And then these things are feeding off. They don't just feed off the souls, but they also feed off the suffering of human civilizations. This is why you've had so many sufferings throughout your history. Because these things bring about it to bring you off balance, to keep you not evolving and not doing what you need to do, so that you can evolve. And why did God put something like that in if He wanted? Because He wanted you to be strong enough to do it on your own. Because if you're not, then you wouldn't be able to be lifted up into one of the even higher dimensions to be able to help the universe expand. The universe is behind right now, There's been a bunch of civilizations just like you that just didn't fucking make it. So in a sense, He created the thing that would slow down the universe's evolutionary process, because if you couldn't defeat this thing, then you would actually be raised up there and you would basically just blow up. You would not be able to. You're so you can't just mass ascend people just for the fuck of it. If they don't have the understanding to understand everything, not understand it scientifically, understand it just saying, okay, this is what it is, and it's I understand why it's there, because it needs to be there. That's it. When you at that level, you cannot mass ascend somebody and automatically have them do that, because that's not the way it works. You're a living organism that evolved throughout a certain time span. And that evolutionary process that you've been through was supposed to get you to a certain level very quickly. Very quickly. It was supposed to. Because the universe needs you. Again, it's been like months and months and months now for them. Their months, which are your thousands and hundreds of thousands of years. There is no time. Your scientists want to find the beginning of time so they can map out the end of time. They want to find out what sparked the. That is all worthless waste of time. There is no beginning or end. This is it. This is it. Time only exists in your framework. Outside of that, there is no time. Everything is happening and right now, and happens consistently right now, with no beginning and no end. That is what is creating you. Don't try to prove me wrong, because you know what? It doesn't fucking matter. If the body knew that when it was born and it died, if the cells of the body knew when they were born they died, and had that focus in their minds, right? When we were born and when we die, guess what? Eventually, oh shit, is it time to die? They would be throughout the cells, but the cells don't have any feeling of birth and death. Because when your body dies, that cell, that spark that's in there, that goes somewhere else. And that goes somewhere else. The things that actually run the body never die. You understand? That's why children can be born again. That's why people are walking around living. And we're not just like the walking zombies that you like in your fucking movies. The cells don't have any. So you having a concept of the Big Bang, when we created, when did we start? When having that concept may alleviate some questions, but no matter what, it takes away your belief and your trust in the process that created you. Right? You were not created for a slave civilization. You were not created to be practiced on and treated, and AT fucking testing you or whatever. You were created for a certain purpose, to train your souls to have enough an awareness expanded, so when they rise up to the higher dimensions, they don't fucking blow up. Get it? It's like that thing when you're underwater, when you're deep underwater and you have to stop at a certain level and deep pressure a little more and then deep pressure a little more. If you don't do that, if you go from the bottom straight up, you'll blow up. Same exact thing. And you guys happen to be stunting it right now for yourselves. I'm not sure how else I can explain that. That's what comes down to me to say to you. I don't pre-think it. I'm not saying, what should I say now next? Oh, I hate the civilization. Or, this is our excuse for civilization. It just comes through me because this is what exactly you should be doing. It should be coming through all of you. But they've blocked that. So, the purpose of your civilization is to overcome the Antichrist, which is this money thing, and everything that uses that to control you. Overcome that, right? Throw it away, right? Remove all those blockages, because automatically, when they're gone, the blockages are gone. And then get this school running the way it should be running, to train these souls the right way, and keep it going now. And understand there were changes that are coming up you will have to be part of. If you're not part of it, then your civilization will all die off. If not, you could have hundreds of thousands of years. Not in this dimension, in a higher dimension, because your civilization as a whole, at one point, can evolve into a higher dimension, and you'll have a place there. Then none of you die. You're just part of the expanding universe. See, the birth and death thing wouldn't work in expanding process, right? The birth and death thing only works at the lower level to train the soul how to elevate itself, right? To a place where it no longer dies and is reborn. And that's, the universe doesn't die and get reborn. The universe is, right now it's, you're billions of years. It's like, I don't know, 10,000 years? I don't know, some shit like that, man. But it doesn't really matter because there was no beginning and there was no end. There just is now. What you have in the past is what you bring forward. What you have in the future is what you believe it to be. That's it. And there, you find your freedom. Nowhere else. Nowhere else.